Okay, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I am Sasha Demian, the Executive Director of the MBCEA. And as we get started here, I'll let this PowerPoint continue to play just for another minute or two while everyone is joining us. In case you haven't seen it yet, it gives you some great information about some myths and facts about AC478. So I'm going to introduce the other people on the panel today. So Dan Halmy is the chair of our accreditation committee. His company, Halmy Builders, has been AC 478 accredited for over 7 years. Probably I'm going to have to update that number soon, I'm assuming. Jackie Miluda assists in program management for MBCEA, and she is the one that will meet with you as you prepare to apply for accreditation. And we are going to be sharing and introducing the AC 478 program to you. And then we will jump in with our participants. So a majority of all metal building systems are supplied by manufacturers who are members of the MBMA. The MBMA mandates that member companies achieve and maintain AC 472, an accreditation with an established criteria toward which each firm demonstrates that they have the personnel, organization, experience, knowledge, quality procedures, and commitment to fabricate in accordance with specified procedures.
Until the introduction of AC 478, there was no similar program that established a criteria for assemblers. Our MBCA members were looking for a way to differentiate themselves from the bad actors that are poorly trained, unsafe, and often the lowest bid. We recognize that when structures fail or people get hurt during assembly, the entire industry suffers. This accreditation establishes an industry standard to identify those players doing the right thing that are committed to safety, training, and quality. For the first time in history, manufacturers and erectors now have complementary accreditation programs for metal building projects that will assure the highest quality commercial metal buildings.
AC 478 assures owners that the erector they have chosen follows a comprehensive, quality-driven metal building assembly program that is assessed annually. To achieve AC 478 accreditation, companies must maintain the following: a documented safety program and training program, a documented management system, on-site job site assessments, job site specific plans, annual internal audits and management reviews to ensure continuous improvement.
The program brings much needed rigor and discipline to a somewhat chaotic industry. But with all things new, there is some apprehension, and that is why we host these sessions. And we have put together a robust support system in the members only area and consultative support with Jackie. You don't need to be a CEA to apply for accreditation, but only members get our support.
So today we have some features speakers. Karthik and Greg with IAS are here to discuss the quote and application process, the time frame to be expected, how to navigate the portal, edit company information, where to find IAS contact information, and the how-to videos that are available, and a reminder of post-assessment surveys. So with that, we have Greg West and Karthik to lead us through some of this. They're both with IAS.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Greg, and I guess I'll go first. And but before I do, I also want to let you know we have Tony Zavala on the call. You'll see his name is Antonio up there, and Tony's one of our assessors, so always like to have him on the call too, answer any questions. We also have Prashant Ramakrishnan. He's in the Brea, California office with me here as well. And I thought, oh yeah, there's which some of you know Laura too. She works with us here in the California office, and a lot of times if you call in, you may get her on the phone or answering your emails as well. So a few others that are on the call, and of course, Karthik will go after I'm finished. So I would like to begin by sharing a sheet of paper here with you or on my screen. And it's not a pretty PowerPoint, but hopefully you can read it and it'll be clear. And I'll just kind of walk through these steps with you. I did want to, I really do want to compliment the MBCEA because they really do support this program and they put together a good training program on it. And we actually meet monthly with them to go over the program, to make improvements, to offer suggestions. So we're in the process now of making some improvements or changes of things that they brought up to us. So I'm going to present how things are pretty much are now. But like I say, I just want to let you know that we are also going through a continuous process of improvement to do what we're doing. So there's some flexibility, but hopefully everybody can see my screen. Can you see the screen that I'm showing, Sasha? Yeah. Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay. So in the first box here, we have quote requests. And I'm not showing you our website, but maybe Karthik can show you. He's actually going to show you examples of the portals. We can show you this when he speaks. But really, the first step for us anyway is for you to request the quote from us on our website. And when you do send in that request, you'll get an automated response from us saying, "Thank you for your interest in the accreditation program. We're processing your request, and a member of our team will be with you shortly. We'll get back with you shortly." And again, Karthik's going to show you on the portal and the website where all this happens. I'm not going to take time to do that now, but you'll get an automated email back immediately on that. Now, after that happens, we're going to be reviewing the information that you sent in to us. There's actually a form that you will fill out that's also on our portal that tells us how many employees you have working for you. And this is the information we're going to use to develop the quote for accreditation because the price varies depending on the number of workers you have out in the field working on these metal buildings. So we'll review the information that you sent. Sometimes we have to go back and forth a little bit to get the information we need from you. But once we've got that information, then we will prepare the quote. We will put it in the portal, and then we will actually send you an email that says your information is now in the portal. You can get your quote, take a look at it. And if you have any questions on it, you can let us know. And it also, that email will invite you to go ahead and fill out the application for accreditation if you want to proceed with the process. So this is all in an email that's sent to you. So that entire process, all the things I just mentioned to you, our goal is to have that done within 2 or 3 days of receiving your initial request in the portal. Happens fairly quick if everything's going right. Next step is the actual application and payment is submitted by the customer. So again, as I mentioned, we've invited you to fill out the application and submit in previous email. The customer goes in and does that in the portal. An automated email, will be sent back to the customer acknowledging that we've received your application and your payment information. And also let the customer know we'll be reviewing it all and we'll be back in touch if we have questions. Now, the payment information, it varies depending on whether you send us a check or a credit card or wire the information. But so that basically we cannot move forward with the process until our accounting department is verified that we're payment in-house. So that varies again depending on the method of payment that you've used. But as soon as our accounting department verifies that we have the payment and that everything on the application is correct, then we'll issue what's called the certificate number or the MBA. You'll see it right there. It's the MBA XXX. Every customer that's accredited by us under this program will have an MBA-123 or 456. They'll be issued some number, and that is a number that will go on your certificate of accreditation at the end of the process. And as you're communicating with us during this process through emails, or maybe we'll get on a phone call with you, it's good to always have that MBA number that we've issued to you just to speed up the process. I mean, we can always look you up by company name or individual name, but that's the fastest route is for you to use that MBA number with us. And that process there is again about 4 to 5 days. All these things can go a little bit faster, and sometimes it can go a little bit longer, but that's what we allocate for it, is about 4 to 5 days for all that to happen. Next step is actually, so we do 2 assessments. We do one at the virtual assessment, and we used to do these all on site, but we've switched over to doing them virtual. This is of the management system, which is basically the documents, the policies and procedures, the job descriptions, verification of insurance, things like that are basically paperwork for the most part that you'll need to send us before we can do the assessment. But we do all this virtually. And so we will have our assessor contact the county to request these documents from you. And then once we have those documents, we can schedule the assessment with you. The goal is to schedule the assessment within 30 days of receiving your management system documents. And this allows our assessor time to review the documents, to make sure that we've got everything in the packet. So, you don't get on the call and you're missing a whole bunch, or it's not there. And that time there takes, the actual assessment time takes about half a day once we've got that scheduled with you. Now, it can actually go sooner. I think sometimes they're 3 or half a day, and you'll definitely be done with that virtual assessment within half a day. Now, by the end of that virtual assessment, our assessor will go over with you the findings from his assessment. So they'll say if there are things that are missing or things that you need to do to meet the requirements of that criteria. So you will know those before you get off the phone in that half-day period. You'll know exactly what else you need to do. Now, we do actually issue a formal assessment report, a written report that we'll send you as well. It'll be sent to you within business days following that assessment. But, I don't think there's going to be anything new in there that hasn't been gone over with you already. The customer must address when there are findings from this report. If we find something that's wrong or something that's missing that you need to fix, it's called a corrective action. We need you to go through and fix those corrective actions, or maybe submit some documents that you didn't have handy or that we missed before we can move on with the next phase of pursuing accreditation with you. So we give the customer 30 days to respond to these findings. And if you need additional time for some reason or another, we just need you to let us know in writing. You can send us an email and let us know the reason why you need additional time to find whatever it is or fix whatever it is you need in order to wrap this portion of the assessment up. And again, we're look over in the right-hand column, giving 30 days to schedule the assessment. And doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be done within 30 days, but at least for us to be able to schedule it in days for the customer to respond to the assessment. So, it could be that at the end of this closing meeting, that there's maybe 1 or 2 items that are very simple and you just need to find them and email them to us. And you may be able to do that in 1 or 2 days. And if so, that really shortens the time period. But if you need longer, say something happened in your company or you lost a key employee or something else is going on where you need more time, then you have it. But again, if you go over 30 days, if you're going to go over 30 days to respond to us, you just need to let us know. Now, this is actually on-site assessment, and that's where we'll actually schedule to come to a construction site where you have work going on so that we can actually watch the work in progress. And this sometimes gets a little bit tricky because some customers, don't have work that's scheduled or have something coming up and then it gets canceled or there's some other issue. but we'll have our assessor contact you to schedule this on-site assessment. And the goal is to schedule the on-site assessment within 30 to 60 days following the completion of the virtual assessment. Now, sometimes we'll get people that absolutely, for whatever reason, must get this done sooner. Maybe they've got a job coming up that requires accreditation, and it's really critical for them. And we do try and bend over backwards to make this happen. But if you don't have something critical that's coming up, then it could definitely may take 60 days to get you scheduled for your assessment, depending on our workload. And just to say it, not that it happens that often, but occasionally we'll schedule like a crisis mode to get out there and get an assessment done. And it's possible 2 or 3 days before that it gets canceled, and so that happens to us as well. So once that assessment is done, just similar to the previous virtual assessment, before our assessor actually leaves your site, there will be a closing meeting, and you'll know everything that happened in that assessment. If there's any shortcomings or anything you need to fix, you'll know before the assessor leaves that day from your site. So you can begin working on those immediately. But again, within 5 days, 5 business days, you'll have a formal assessment report from us that outlines, specifically what was found and what needs to be addressed. And then we also give the customer 30 days to respond to this request. And again, if you need additional time, just need to let us know in writing what's going on, so we can work with you on that. All of these findings we basically need to be resolved before we can issue your certificate of accreditation. Sorry. And again, for that whole process, again, it's a wide range here, but it's 1 to 3 months for all that to take place, from scheduling assessment to getting the assessment done, to the customer actually responding to the report itself. And again, can be shorter than 90 days, can be longer if the customer needs more time or something on our end needs to be done. Now, once the assessment report is all done, and once we have all the findings resolved, then the assessor actually turns in all of that information to the IS management, and our management reviews the report and occasionally has a question for the assessor that needs to be answered before we can actually move on to the next phase. We give that about 3 to 5 days for that to happen. Again, sometimes it's sooner, especially if there's no questions. Then once everything is resolved, we'll actually produce your certificate of accreditation, which again takes 1 to 2 days. According to our process, your certificate should actually be loaded to the IS website, and then you should receive an email notification, or the customer should, saying, here's your certificate of accreditation. It's been uploaded to our website. We'll also provide you with what's called the accreditation mark. And we have this in JPEG or other formats. You can put this mark on your website, in your brochure, your flyers, to say that you're accredited. And we'll also give you a link to a customer service survey. You can answer questions and let us know how we did on our process from the very beginning point of your contacting us up until the final issuance of the certificate of accreditation. And there has been a second before, in fact, it happened, I think within the last couple of months, where I think Sasha called us up and said, hey, a customer got their email from you saying, here's a certificate, but then it wasn't on the website. So we had to look at that, and sure enough, it wasn't. And I think we figured out that it was just some kind of a glitch on our website. Maybe when we tried to upload it, for whatever reason, it didn't get uploaded, or maybe something was going on with it. But the way it's supposed to work is, by the time you get the email from us, it should be up on the website. If it's not, we can get it fixed really quick. But that is essentially the process. And I will let, unless there's questions specifically now, maybe I'll go ahead and let Karthik go through his end, which will show you some examples of what I was talking about. And then we can answer questions at the end of his discussion. Does that sound okay, Sasha?
Sure, that's fine, unless anyone has anything real specific to what Greg just went over and it's on top of mind and you want to ask any
Absolutely.
questions now, that's fine as well.
Yeah.
Especially, so obviously we have a mix today of already accredited members and members that are some point in the process or just here to kind of see what the accreditation is all about. So there are all different levels of people here in the process. So if anybody has anything they want to ask about what Greg just went over, it's fine to ask right now.
That's good. And as I'll mention, which I did at the beginning, is that we are improving our process here. So there's some things that are being done, and Karthik will specifically show you a new version of the portal, which you're going to be among some of the first people to see this version. But we're also changing some things in our process to make it better. But I didn't want to get into all of that right now because I don't want to confuse people.
Okay, Karthik, why don't you take it away?
Listening. It's
All
not
right.
really I'm interested.
What is it? Is it?
The but
Okay. I will share my screen real quick. Please let me know when you see the IAS website.
There
All
it
right,
is.
you got it.
But you're seeing a calendar, right? You're not seeing
No. No, we see the website.
that is so weird. Sorry. Because on my computer it was showing that what I was sharing was the calendar.
Hmm.
Okay, the website visible?
No, not yet. Now it
Yep.
is.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So one of the first touch points for our prospective customers or existing customers is the IAS website. So when a user comes in, there are typically three different things that they're looking at. One is they want to find accredited organization. So we have on the top right, there's a find accredited organization option. So when you go in, once you're accredited, your certificates, organization, company name, everything will be visible in that search engine. We'll walk through that here in a bit. But they want to either get accredited, they want to, log in and take care of some administrative action within their system, or they want to just know a little bit about IAS accreditation programs. So there are resources available for stakeholders coming into our website. So if you come into the accreditation program option, there is a Metal Building Assemblers AC478 program page, a dedicated page for the accreditation of this program. So when you go through it, you will see what the overviews are, the important documents that are available for compliance requirements, and then also a search option available for accredited metal building assemblers here. So as part of the important documents, we do make available publicly the accreditation criteria as well, and also the rules surrounding this program. But if you keep scrolling down towards the end of it, there are certain how-to videos that we have developed as part of giving resources for folks that need a little bit of assistance to understand what the process is, how to request a quote. There will be information about how to request a quote, the whole IAS accreditation process. How to submit an application. Once that you have received a quote, there are certain steps like Greg mentioned, is once you get a quote and you make a payment, that's not the end of it. You do have to formally submit an application to us and agree to the terms and conditions and everything else. So that is an important video that you can review as well. So there are others, for example, renewals, and then how to change your contact information. As Greg mentioned, turnovers, changes of personnel, responsibilities, duties frequently occur. So if an individual has moved on from your organization or is no longer responsible for coordinating accreditation activities, we do expect that the accredited organization goes in and updates that contact information. It's a self-service mechanism, and the video will walk you through the steps that needs to happen in order for you to change quotes. And the one other thing I always plug this video is we're always looking for good people to become assessors for us. So if you are interested, if depending on conflicts and everything else, please take a look at that video. If you're interested in becoming a contract assessor, that's a good one for you to review as well. So that was the how-to videos and resources. So now we will jump into the actual portal where you come in to request a quote, to log in, submit your application. Everything is electronic and done through this particular website. The landing page is as shown on the screen. Basic, there are 3 different levels of users in our system right now: customers, assessors, staff. However, you're more interested in new customer get a quote. You get to fill out a nice form, upload certain required documents, and then submit a quote request. However, if there are certain times that you need assistance from us, there are a couple of options. One is our phone number is identified on the top right of this website, a 562 number, or you can just complete a web form. If you don't feel like talking to Karthik or Greg, you can go in and just submit a request with your name, email address, contact information, subject, and a message. This comes to me. Actually, I coordinate this for IAS, and once we have information, I will forward this to the responsible program manager, who will then reach out and troubleshoot and assist you. So assuming you've completed the quote request and
Hey,
have
Karthik,
yes.
again, can you go back to the previous screen and show them where they will select the program, the specific program? Yeah, put the top there.
Oh,
Yeah.
the right up top, the very first thing, the accreditation program is the Metal Building Assemblers AC478 program. We also recognized a while back that the program is better known as 478 rather than the Metal Building Assemblers accreditation program. So we changed it a little bit to clearly identify what that program is. So 478 is what is applicable for this audience today.
Can you go and select that, and then go ahead and select at the bottom where it says scope document? Because the rest of that is just address information.
Yeah. So there's this PDF document that must be completed and uploaded to the website or to the portal when you're requesting the quote.
Right. So yeah, fill that form out, put how many employees you have, and that's basically what we use for the quote information. And then you have to fill it out. You can print it out, fill it out, scan it, or save it as a PDF, and then show them where they upload it.
Yeah, right there. Upload
Upload.
scope document, choose file.
Yeah.
And then you would just select MBA, open it, so it goes in. Yeah, that's it.
And then submit it. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, once it's done. So the next thing is, once you receive all the quote, this is how your dashboard will look like once you log in for the first time. There will not be any certificates available. This is a test case. What you will see is quotations received. That's what you would be utilizing in order to continue on for submitting your application. However, there are 2 areas I would like to point out here. One is contact us. It's yellow gold color. Again, it's a web form. When you click on it, it will open up again.
Yep.
Yeah, bottom left. It will open up again the same form that you have, but it fills out your specific user information because you've already logged in. So this will already provide us with basic information about you. If you already have a quote referenced or a MBA number already associated with it, you will already have that information. One of the things that, discussions with Sasha and her team was, hey, the phone number or other email contact would also be nice to be visible in this screen. So one of the things our IT group is currently working on is to add that information to the bottom of the screen. So whenever you do log in eventually, you will see an email address and the same phone number associated available right easy, right there on the screen. So you don't have any guesswork of saying, hey, how do I get a hold of IAS? So that is something that we are in the process of updating. I think next Monday or Tuesday, this should go live. So you should have that contact information readily available on the screen moving forward.
And you will receive an email from us with your username to get into the portal, and it'll ask you to create your password. So you
Correct.
can do all this.
The other couple of things that I would like to draw your attention on the portal website is the tutorial video is also available on the portal itself. It's the same one that we saw in the website, but it is also available for you to quickly access it directly through your portal once you're logged in. Then the next one that is of importance is a tab called IAS Documents. These are specific program documents that will be applicable to your account that are available. So it will have the Meadow Building Assemblers AC478 tab, and then a list of documents that are required for compliance. So again, a quick access for you to be able to get to certain important documents that form the basis of your accreditation with IAS.
And these three tabs that he's showing right now are not related to your programs.
Oh yeah. So this is a test account. Yeah. Thanks for the clarification. So through there, there are certain things that, as Greg mentioned, one of the things is we are actively working on revamping our portal, and you guys are definitely one of the first ones to see how the new portal is going to look, which is this, the login page. Again, our email address is here. The phone number will be added shortly as well. This is an internal website at this point. So explore services, you have a quick access to the website. The got a question will be the same form that gets generated for you to complete and reach out. IAS offers some training as well. That is some links to that. Request a quote. You will log in. One of the things you will notice is we no longer have the three different types of logins available any longer. The system is a bit more smarter to figure out what's your profile when you just sign in with your username and password. So that was another pain point for a lot of our users, is they would incorrectly select the user type and they were running into issues that way. I think I have one more that I would like to show here. If you give me a second. So if you log in as a customer moving forward, you will see that one of the things that we quickly did was update certificate contacts as a quick link. So what I mentioned, if you need to change out your technical billing legal contact that IAS requires as part of your accreditation with us, you can quickly go in, select it, and update whichever is applicable. If you have a renewal coming up, which is the financial administrative part of the service with IAS, it will quickly show you when that renewal is, and then we'll have mechanisms for you to go in and renew your accreditation with us, etc. The tutorial videos still have a place. And then the contact us is also here. The phone number and email address will be added to the footer as well. So we are making updates and changes, making it as intuitive as possible, but also understand that it's, everyone will have different ideas of user experience, intuitiveness, etc. So if you do have certain changes that you would like for us to consider, please route it through your accreditation committee, and then we will liaise with, I guess, Dan and Sasha to see what is feasible, or present our point of view of saying, no, this is why we have it in a certain way. So that's what I got.
Yeah, thanks, Karthik. One of the things that he mentioned we told him was that there are three different contacts for your company that we request in the application. And that is we want a technical contact, we want a legal contact, and we want a financial contact. And these can all be the same person, okay? You don't have to, put your lawyer's name in there for your legal contact. It can all be the same person, but it's good to have different people in there because again, if we have a question regarding your payment, we're going to send it to your billing contact. If there's our assessor need to get in touch with you about a technical question, maybe about the assessment, it'll be the technical contact. But also realize that if you have the same person or different people and that person leaves the company and there's nobody else listed in there, then we don't have anybody to contact or we keep sending emails and they don't go to anybody. So just make sure that whoever you put in there that if you need to change them when they leave, that you do. And you can also call us. We can help you with it if you need help.
Thank you. We appreciate that demonstration of the existing portal and the new portal. We look forward to that being even more user-friendly. So we appreciate you taking back some of our suggestions that we've heard from our members who have gone through the process and started implementing some of those things to make it a little bit easier. Any of our participants on the call have any questions about using the portal? Are you in the middle of anything with the portal? Have you already become accredited and you have a question about updating something? And any types of questions regarding the process or the portal use for Greg or Karthik? Fantastic. So we're going to move through then to talking to each of you that are on the call to discuss where you are in the process and pretty much why you joined us today. And Dan and Jackie are going to handle that portion of the roundtable.
Yeah, so we're going to do this a little different than we've done before. If anybody's been on the roundtable before, we've generally tried to figure out who you were based on your identity on the Zoom call. But we know that who's been registered, and what we're going to try to do is call you out in alphabetical order of your company name and allow whoever wants to speak on your company behalf, if there's more than one there. But to just introduce yourself, where you are in in your status of becoming accredited, or if you are accredited, introduce that part of it, and anything that you would like to get from us today, if there is anything, or if you're just here to listen, that's fine too. But we'll just call you out and introduce yourself, and then we'll move to the next. So I guess the first one on the list is Avis Incorporated, Greg Andrews. Are you there, Greg? If not, we'll just move along. I've got Bond Miller, Roger.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, this is Roger with Bond Miller Construction. Yeah, I reached out to IAS last week, and we're in the process of submitting an application.
While you on the phone, any questions?
He wasn't muted. Go ahead, Roger.
Oh, I'm sorry. And we're in the process of doing the application. When I first submitted it, I did it, the wrong amount of people, so I had to go back and get it corrected. However, the scope letter that was in there is still the first amount that we put in. How do I create another scope letter without creating a new application?
The question for Greg.
Karthik, that might be better for you. I mean, if you just send us back a document that says, here's the number of employees we have, or actually, you know what? We've got that information from you, or if you can email me to clarify that. I don't remember exactly. I think you had maybe up to 100 customers.
Yeah. Yes.
We can go ahead and just re-enter that quote for you.
I did receive the quote number and the quote amount, that updated. But when I went in and was looking at the application, it was still showing the old scope letter of that many employees. So the 1 through 15. So I needed to change that.
I
Did that,
wouldn't, yeah, we can do it after you
Okay.
submit your application. We can do it in the back end. So I would not worry
Okay.
about that to hold you up,
Sure.
because it's demonstrating what you had previously entered, and because we did some certain things offline, it's not gonna update automatically. So we'll have to do it once we send you into our customer relationship management software. So the
Sure.
portal is public facing. We have an internal system, a CRM system, where we can make those edits easily.
Okay. I just didn't want to get the wrong information to begin with and start off incorrectly. So
So one more thing, Roger, I didn't really say
Yes.
this, but if you would in your introduce yourself a little bit more to this is you obviously already said your company, Bond Miller, but the type of company you are you a rector, a general contractor, and like just I guess you kind of give us a status already. So if you can
Yeah,
just
no,
go.
we're the largest erector in the Northwest. We're based out of Everett, Washington. We do a lot of large projects. We're all union company. So all our employees are union. We work in California as well, several different states. So um, I'm the quality manager for the company. I come from Cornerstone Buildings. I was there on and off for 20 years. Wes Young and I are good friends. So name drop on there. So, but anyway,
Thanks, Roger.
that's about it. So,
Okay. We have next is Butler Manufacturing, Sarah. Sarah's on the accreditation committee, but if you want to introduce yourself, Sarah.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Toth. I'm a Butler area manager for the Northeast. I'm also vice president of the Mid Atlantic chapter of the MBCEA, and just happy to, help everybody on this call, and, hope everybody gets to sign up and do the AC478 because it is really such a great program. So thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Canadian Metal Buildings. You have a few on here, so you guys, whoever wants to speak for Canadian, that would be fine.
Good afternoon, Dave Frederick, Director of Installations. We actually are a metal building fabricator. So this is something that I saw down when we were at the trade show earlier in the year. We have quite a few people on our call or on the call today to just investigate and see more about the accreditation. The other thing too is just where do you sense this going? Sort of what's the future of what sort of you're looking at for the accreditation systems?
Well, we hope that this is the standard. Yeah, so that's where we see the future of this going is that the manufacturers and the industry will require this as the standard.
What do you think is the current sort of uptake in the United States in regards to the accreditation? Are you sitting at, like, I know it's sort of being pushed, either be pushed by architects or the request for proposals, those type of things. Where are you sort of sitting right now? Is it 5%, 10% of jobs coming in need this at this point, or is there any sort of review or anything that you're
Hard
seeing
to
right now?
gauge that actual number, but there's a lot of or a lot of interest across the board in the industry. I can say that in the U.S. So there's a lot of marketing that we do with this, including in front of the architects and what have you, and the interest is high.
Okay.
Can I ask
Thank
a
you.
question? David, did you say that you're a metal building fabricator?
That's correct. Yeah.
Are you accredited to the AC 472 program?
I have Justin on the call as well too. That I'm unsure of.
Okay.
660. Canadian A660.
Yeah, the reason I'm bringing up is because we do have a sister program to this one called AC 472, which is for companies that design and fabricate metal building systems. And that program is pushed very heavily by the Metal Building Manufacturers Association, MBMA. They actually require all of their members to get accredited under it. So, all the Butlers and the Balins and the Volcrafts, they're all accredited under that program. So we'd be happy to send you information on that if you'd like.
Yeah, I've reached out. I've actually been dealing with your office on that. So on the Canadian side, the A660, um, I guess it's a similar accreditation. At least in Canada, it's recognized. That's our certification and governing body is the CWB. We looked at the US obviously for us to send buildings over into the US. It makes sense, and we're looking at that. I mean, things going on with the geopolitical scene obviously makes it a little tougher right now. I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, no, I mean, we're definitely interested for sure. So.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay, we'll move to Carolina Metal Building Technologies. Brad. Would you like to introduce yourself, Brad? Oh, there you are.
Sorry, I was driving. I had you on mute. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Good stuff. Yeah, Brad Barrett from CMBT, Carolina Metal Building Technologies, director in the Carolinas, North and South. We are, what should we say, filling gaps at the moment, and getting our everything organised to lodge our application sooner rather than later. So, yeah, just trying to get as much information as possible and get through the application as quickly and easily as possible. And thank you, Greg. I had a number of questions, but you answered them all in your presentation. So that was helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being here, Brad.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
We'll move to Design Build Innovators. There's several of you on the call, it looks like, but whoever wants to talk for Design Build Innovators.
Hi, my name is Chris Booth. I'm the safety manager with the Lawman Group in Design Build Innovations. Right now, we have issued the MBI Quality and Craftsmanship courses to a number of our employees. So that's in the process now. I've been joining these roundtables and other training sessions you guys have had over probably the last 4 to 6 months. So right now, getting the documents put together. A lot of our employees are qualified, do have the other required trainings that will be submitted. So yeah, we get a lot of good information and appreciate the assistance. Do have one question. The accreditation, once it's received, how often does it need to be renewed, and what does that process entail?
It's a annual process, and it also involves a payment, same amount as the initial, as well as us doing an assessment and coming out to your site again. So, accreditation is not a one-time thing. It's something that we do only come out once a year. Some of our programs we come out more than that, but it is a once a year program that requires same payment and also an assessment.
Okay, I thought I had read somewhere after the first 3 years it might be. Is it biannual?
No, that's true. Yeah, there is. I believe it's the fourth year. It's specifically just a virtual assessment, but then it goes back again to an on-site again. So you do get
every other year.
Yeah.
For the field assessment is every other year at that point.
Every year there's a field assessment.
After that, yeah.
Okay.
Did I answer your questions, Chris?
Yes, appreciate it.
Okay, thanks for being here. Design System Builders, Nate.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nate Logson with Design Systems Builders. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. We self-erect most of the buildings we sell. We're a Butler dealer. We're all over the Southeast. We are in the process of putting our paperwork together, and we're looking to submit for our accreditation the 1st of January.
Good. Well, thanks for being here. You get all your questions answered
Yes,
so
sir.
far?
Yes.
Okay. How about Dutton and Garfield, Aaron? Is Aaron still on the call?
I'm not
we
sure
moved.
that I see Aaron anymore.
So
Okay.
Dutton Garfield is accredited. They are a general contractor in New England. That's all I can say about them.
I think Aaron might have been someone new, just wanting to sit
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
No problem. Facility builders and erectors, Steve? Want to introduce yourself?
I don't think I see Steve on anymore either. So they are accredited. I'm sure they were on to learn about the portal and the time frame and questions from Greg and Karthik.
We'll move to Flex Erect, Chris.
Good afternoon, Chris Dotson, Flex Erect. We're out of Houston, Texas. We're a steel erector slash miscellaneous slash pre-engineered metal building. I am the chief estimator slash quality manager. We just went through our AISC certification in July, and we're fairly new to the metal building one. So it's something that we're looking at to get our accreditation to add to our list of training and upkeep, and that's why I joined the call today.
Good. Thanks for being here, Chris. Do you get your questions answered? Do you have anything specific to IAS or anything we can answer?
No, I think I need to do a little bit more research on the application stuff just to make sure. I mean, AISC is pretty cut and dry. You send them a check, they send you an audit date, they come and audit you to death for 2 days, and then you get a certificate in a month. It seems very, very similar in the aspect of what we need to do for the metal building. So I think as I get questions, I will probably find somebody to send them to. But for right now, I think I'm good.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
We'll go to Image Building Systems. Looks like a couple of you on the call. Anybody want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Steve Hill, safety manager for Image Building Systems down in Arizona, work in Nevada, New Mexico. Just kind of jumped on here we're going through our next assessment. This would be year 5. So just checking to see how things are going and if there's anything new for us to look into. All my questions were answered, though.
Well, thanks for joining us, Steve.
Thank you.
Yeah. If any questions do come up, we'll have a chance here at the end too. So how about Native American contracting? So I have Stosh. You're on mute, Stosh. There you go.
All right. Yeah, Stosh Contracting. We're a company out of Antonio. We do furnish and erect, pre-engineered metal buildings and structural steel. The AC478 accreditation, we're just kind of exploring. We haven't really seen the trend here in South Texas. We're just trying to get ahead of the curve. You know, we specialize a lot in the government contracting and specialty type contracting. So we're just exploring, the how-tos of the program.
Great. You get all your questions answered?
No, but I'll work on it.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're here for you. That's why we have this roundtable, is to make sure that we can help you. It isn't all just about the application process either. There might be some other things that those of us here on the call can help you with. So whatever you might have, we're willing to listen to and try to help you.
Stosh, before we end this call, I'm going to show you where some resources are, give you Jackie's contact information. We're going to go over a couple of things yet. After we're done, we have like one or two more introductions, and I'll show you where you can get some additional questions answered and have an opportunity to ask some of the people on the roundtable that are already accredited.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the help.
Thanks, Stosh, for joining us. PTL Fabricators, Chris.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, as somebody that started this, Chris from PTL, we're in Clarksville, Tennessee. As somebody that didn't have a clue what they were doing, when I sat on the last round table, I'm actually progressing nicely through my documents. I've got about 95% done. And I want to give a big shout out to Jackie. She helped calm my nerves, walk me through the process. I'm leveraging the resources that are available on MBECA website, and it's been phenomenal. Not as difficult or as challenging as I thought it would be. And so I appreciate all the effort that y'all put into it. And I definitely appreciate Jackie. So anybody on here that's thinking about it, reach out to her. She will guide you, handhold you, and be a blessing to you. So
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, I did not pay him to say that, but thank you.
I'm going to be doing a little snippet of that little portion. Thank you. That'll be our advertising or marketing. So thank you, Chris.
I mean, it was heartfelt and it was absolutely the truth. So I just
felt that.
encourage y'all.
I felt that. And I think that's great for someone like Stosh to hear, you know, someone that's thinking about doing it and what is it about, or anybody else who's on here that is just thinking about it and in the process, not to get overwhelmed and to use the resources that we have. You don't have to go it alone.
Absolutely. And I felt that. So thank y'all for all that you do. And Jackie, thank you again.
Well, thanks, Chris, for joining us today too and letting us know that, because that's great. So, Red Iron Erectors, Victor.
This is Victor of Red Iron Erectors. We're based out of the Southeast. I'd say the only question I have is I'm curious on what the on-site assessment entails.
Say that one more time.
I'm curious to see what the on-site assessment entails.
Oh, like from an assessor standpoint? Greg, do you want to answer that, or?
You know, I would rather either Tony Zavala answer it or you answer it. How about that? Because I'm not actually an assessor.
Well,
While you guys are saying that, I'm going to share my screen real quick with what's in the rules, because that might help a little bit. So one of you want to speak to it?
so that essentially is what has to be done, Victor, is that the assessors are following a set of rules that are written. They go in and check not only what your job site looks like and what kind of safety hazards or things that might be going on, as well as your personnel and the training they have, but then just documentation that you have that you utilize for that specific job site. So it's very specific to the job site situation. But there are some requirements, as you can see here, that there's site-specific plans that are developed for this job and that you're following those. So that's the essential part of that.
One just really stick out, yeah.
I missed that.
And Victor, we'll show you where the resources are on the website, the criteria, the rules, everything is on our website and also on the IAS website that where you learn exactly what is required to meet the criteria and what's going to happen at the assessments.
10-4. Thank you.
Thanks, Victor, for being on. I appreciate the question too. So we have TBT, Jared.
So I'm Jared Turner, TBT Construction. We're a Butler builder out of Cleveland, Ohio. We self-perform steel erection. I'm also pretty involved in the MBCA. I'm on the AC478 accreditation committee with you guys. And I'm just kind of here showing support and to be here if anybody wanted to ask any questions about the process or if there's anything specific that I could kind of jump in and help with, I'm just here to support and try to help grow the program.
Yeah, thanks, Jared. And then Kaiser Martin Group, Jeff.
Yeah, how you doing, Dan? Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff Romig. I'm a construction manager here for Kaiser Martin Group. We're a general contractor in Temple, Pennsylvania. And we are an accredited metal building assembler. We furnish and install pre-engineered metal buildings. And I saw the invite for the roundtable from Sasha. It was my first roundtable. Wanted to jump on and see what I could learn today. Don't have any questions, but appreciate the support, Dan.
Thanks, Jeff. And then Thomas Phoenix, Joe Allen.
Well, I'm Joe Allen, Thomas Phoenix International. We are a open shop steel erector in the Northeast, and I think we just celebrated our 10th year of accreditation. I think we were back in 2014 or so, MBA 101. So here to support the group as part of the accreditation committee.
Thanks, Joe. So that concludes the introduction portion of this. We have, like Sasha has mentioned, she was going to bring us through some of the resources and let you make sure you know where you can get help from MBCEA.
So
Go ahead, Sasha.
when you are on the website, you want to go to the members only area. If you don't have an account, get an account created for yourself. Either you can do it or your primary contact on your account can do it. When you click here to access member resources, the first tab is AC478 accreditation. Accreditation resources is where you want to start. Again, don't get yourself overwhelmed. Jackie's email address is right on the top. She also put it in the chat. If you want to speak to her, what she finds is that most of our members have everything they need. It just might be all over the place, and she helps you pull it all together and get ready to apply. But this is a lot of great information. This is also all the information that you need to know for applying and what happens, the criteria, what you have to meet, and those rules. So Victor, that's where you're going to find the things that happen at the assessments as well. And so besides those resources, once you become accredited, we also have marketing pieces that you can use personally with building officials, with architects. We also have an AIA presentation that the IAS has created. They present to AIA chapters, and you also have the capability to do that for yourself. To present to architects about what AC478 and AC472 is, combined with some education on metal buildings. So it's a great continuing education thing you can do as a lunch and learn. And we have additional architect resources as well for anyone who wants to present those. We've got what we do for our accredited members. Once you do become accredited, we have a templated press release that we will create for you and we'll send to you. We let you fill out whatever you want to personalize it. We'll put a quote from MBCEA talking about your company, and we will send it out to all the outlets for you and give it back to you for you to share throughout your outlets as well. You also become a featured listing in the member directory, which means that more of your information is displayed on your company profile, and you also show up first on the landing page and any filters or searches that anyone does. AC478 accredited is put after your company name, and you show up first in the results. And then back on the homepage, we also have scrolling the logos of all of our accredited members. So those are just some of the ways that we recognize and support our accredited members. Oh, and we also have a super fun cocktail hour at our conference. So make sure you respond to that when that comes out. So that's what I wanted to quick show you. Any questions about any of those resources or anything that we do for our accredited members?
Sasha, can you jump back into the members only area real quick?
Yes. You don't want that one though.
Yeah, no. So there are so many documents that people aren't even aware of that I just want to point out two things. The member resources under documents and templates. These are all sorts of forms and all that your peers use. Joe Allen from Thomas Phoenix has provided a lot of them, but as have other companies. So a lot of the things that are referred to in the criteria that you might say, I don't know what that is. If you look at one of these, and I tell you which one of these documents they're referring to, you may be already be doing it, but you call it something else. So like together we'll figure out what that thing is. If I'm sure I'm not explaining that well, but I just want you to be aware that there's all this stuff here. So that section's a good section, and then under training in that same area. That's where you can access your quality and craftsmanship, because that is a required element of the criteria. No. Okay. That's it.
Thanks, Sasha. Thanks, Jackie. So to wrap this kind of up here, we do move into Q&A, but before we do, I just want to reiterate, you just heard from Jackie. Jackie is, she does the consulting on this. She gives you like a 45-minute free to members run through on this stuff that if you're looking to do accreditation and you're getting started here, your best first stop is to call Jackie, set up a time, and go through this with her. She will show you these templates. She'll show you the activity that you need to do. So then when you do go apply, you're that much further along and you don't feel like you're getting lost. So that's the intent from MBCA's standpoint, is to support you up to that point, to get you into the application and prepared for what that's going to be. So with that, final Q&A here. We still have IAS on the call. If there's any questions for them or for any of us that are on the accreditation committee or anything that you might have. So.
Hey, this is Roger with Bond Millers. Jackie, as soon as you put that up, I reached out to you, so definitely going to be leaning on you. Thank you.
Good idea, Roger. Anybody else? So if there is nothing, this is going to conclude this roundtable for this month. We'll have another roundtable in 2 months from now. Look for marketing from Sasha on that. And we have these every 2 months. We have different topics and speakers that can present for us. This will be recorded and available if you want to go back and listen to it again and find out, the application process or any questions you might have. But one last call. Is there any other questions?
Oh, I was going to do a last call for suggestions for topics. Like today, we really wanted to go through the IAS portal. That was a good one. But what do you guys want to hear from?
Did you have something, Rob, or is that just you off mute?
That's just me off mute, I think.
Well,
All right, we'll keep working on providing the programming that you want. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know, and so it's hard to come up with what we should cover, but we will continue to try and cover the items that we think you should know.
That's right. Okay, so I think we've given the ample time for any further questions. With that, I think this roundtable will be complete, and we'll look forward to seeing you on another one in the future. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.